What is good, guys? It's the cycle with Kevin Braudis and Youcapper. Man, we missed the show on Friday because I wasn't feeling well. I'm still not feeling well, but man, I can't stay away from all this stuff. The content, the whole betting space. It's hard to stay away from.
Hmm.
But we did well again on Wednesday. We went 2-2 for plus money there. So you can see down here on the scoreboard. 5 hits, 3 Ks, up 3.04 units. So we're doing well, Kevin. We're starting off the season, or at least the cycle, well here. How are you feeling?
Good, bro. Doing good. Glad to be back. Hope you're getting better, Kabang. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take 5 hits and 3Ks all day long. That's a pretty good fit.
Yeah, yes,
So
sir.
let's keep it going
Um,
today, bro.
yeah, man. Let's get into it. Right into it. Then, do you want to start off with the home run or the single first?
Let's start off with the home run.
Let's go with the home run. All right, we got the A's run line plus 145. That's plus money there. Here Blackburn has been pretty strong in the first five spots for Oakland, 10-4 straight up, 9-3 on the run line as a dog. And if you look deeper into it, 8-0 on the run line as road dogs in first five situations. So that's really good here, especially with a plus 145. Opponents in those 8 games are averaging just point 0.6 runs in the first 5 innings. So I think this is a nice price to back Blackburn here off a terrible start against the Mariners. Anything to add there, KB?
No, it's exactly that. We're getting a lot of good value on the A's. Of course, the Yankees are going to be minus 300 this
Yeah,
whole series. So, again, taking the A's, and I guarantee they win one of these 3 games. And I think they have a good shot at this time. But we're just going to be sharp and go on first 5. We've seen the Yankees come back. I think they've had 20 home games this year, and 10 of them are walk-offs. So again, this Yankees team is deadly, like 1 through 9 innings. But again, they've done a lot of late banging at home. So again, sticking with the A's in the first 5 here, we got a lot of value. I think I'm all over it. Again, Paul Blackburn coming off his worst start on the year versus the Seattle Mariners. He bounces back today versus the New York Yankees. That's my prediction. Hopefully the Oakland A's can scratch a couple runs off Montgomery. That's kind of the goal here. All the A's need to do is get a couple, and then hopefully Blackburn keeps them down and only allows basically one in the first 5. We cash our ticket. That's what I'm kind of seeing here. Again, we're taking a huge dog, guys. So there's going to be scary sides as far as negatives go on this play, but we are
yeah.
getting the value, Kabang, and I love this spot, man.
Yeah, and that's why we have it as the home run, right? It's the one that's going to be probably the hardest to hit out of the four. The other thing to add to that too, we just saw the Yankees struggle offensively in the first five against the Astros, and Blackburn is one of those pitchers that could probably give them fits as well. So
Yep.
I do like this play a lot as well, especially with the plus 145. Next up, we got the triple. We got Tyler Wells from the Orioles against my Mariners. I don't like the look of this just from a fan perspective, but it's a play, and I think it's a good one too. KB, take it off.
Yes, Tyler Wells, man, 6'8", 255 pounds. That's a pitcher when you imagine the height and the weight. He's a right-hander, 27 years old, and I know he hasn't been crazy this year as far as Ks go. But if you look at
Mhm.
past years, last year he was coming out of the bullpen, 44 games, a 10.2 K per nine. But let's go back to the minor leagues. In 2018, he started 16 games, 9 K per nine. You go back to 2017, a 10.9 K per nine. This guy has huge K upside. I read a lot of beat reporters on this guy. He's really trying to mix his pitches up, throw more strikes, and that's eliminating his K rate. So right now he's a 5.6 K per nine. And if you look across all the major league starters, man, it is rare for a K per nine for this guy to be that low. This is the time it goes up. Again, his line is at 4.5, guys. He has not cashed 4.5 all year long and 14 starts. Now, don't let that scare you. He has hit
Mhm.
4Ks in 6 starts and 3 of his last 4 games. And I really do think we're seeing a turning point here. And this guy has way too big of a pitch arsenal, Kabang, to be a 5.6 K per nine kind of guy. He has a 4-seam fastball with great spin rate on it, a slider and a change. His 2 main strikeout pitches, his curveball and the sinker, man. Again, he has strikeouts on every single one of these this year. If you look at this Mariners team, they're nothing special. I don't know if the guys from the yesterday whole shebang as far as the benches clearing, if there's going to be some ejections or if they're going to appeal it. Maybe they do play today. But I think no matter what, I capped it with the full lineup in. Even if some of the starters are out, that's just even more plus for us. Again, the Mariners striking out 10 times on average of their last 3 games. Looking at the year, striking out a 23.4% clip. Again, they struggle versus righties. This pitch arsenal is extremely good. This slider and this changeup will give the Seattle Mariners problems. Give me his Ks over 4.5. I was short and sweet version, baby.
Yeah, the other thing, one real quick thing to add too, when you see someone who hasn't hit this number all season long, and then all of a sudden you see a high total, that's telling you a story, and that makes you look a little bit deeper into it. So I love that look too. Like I said though, I hate that it's against the Mariners.
No, good point on that though. Isn't that, I haven't really seen that all year. Usually we see a guy with like a ceiling of 7 Ks and a low of like 3, and then his numbers in the middle. But with Tyler Wells not even ever hitting 4.5 here, I love it.
Yeah.
He got extended last game, 93 pitches. Give me his case here. I know it's against your Mariners. Man.
Yeah. The other thing too, we just talked about right before the show is we don't know what's going to happen with the lineup for the Mariners today.
Yep.
Suspensions, like injuries, whatever. There's going to be some impact there that could be obviously impacting the offense here for the Mariners. So that's a good look there on the triple. And on the double here, we got the Cardinals and Marlins over 7.5. Our only minus line here, minus 115. To me, I like this over here. Both teams have been profitable towards the over this season. Wainwright specifically 4-2 to the over at home this year. Also 3-1 to the over when the total is less than 8, averaging a combined runs of 11.5 in those 4 games. So they're going over this low total this season when Wainwright is on the mound. On the Marlins side, they are just 3-2 to the over with Pablo Martinez on the mound as a road dog. But when the total is less than 8 and they're facing righties, the Marlins are 6-3 to the over with Lopez on the mound, averaging a combined over 8.5 runs in those games. So to me here, the line is a little bit too low for my liking. So I think we have that value on the over here. Anything to add on this one?
Yeah, it's sneaky, Kabang. Looking at Pablo Lopez, his form, and he has faced the Cardinals before on April 21st. It was his 3rd start of the year. He went out there 7 innings, and he cruised past the St. Louis Cardinals. They've already seen him. I think this is a much better team than they started off at the beginning of the season. The lineup's a little bit more put together. I don't know who can actually get out Paul Goldschmidt. That guy's on fire. You got Arenado in the middle of the lineup. You see the Cardinals stuff behind me, but this Cardinals team can hit guys. They're one of the best lineups, like 1 through 9, as far as putting the ball in play and getting on base. And knowing how to score runs, I think, is the biggest flex I could give this Cardinals team, as well with their defense. But looking at the pitching matchup, because that's really what we're talking about. Pablo Lopez is in bad form right now, and that's, again, why I like this the most. Pablo Lopez has struggled his last few starts. I'm not going to read all the numbers, but his FIP and his advanced numbers show a little regression coming. Looking at Wainwright, man, he's nothing too special. Again, just slow velocity stuff. His curveball, he throws the most in baseball, I'm pretty sure, as a starting pitcher. And again, looking at his last 2 games, 4 home runs versus the Milwaukee Brewers, 4 home runs versus Boston. I know he's coming home, and he's always been a little bit better at home, but it's one of those things. I'm not going to chalk it up as that, because Yadier Molina, a huge factor. Yadi and Wainwright have caught 2,000. Yadi's caught 2,000 plus innings from Adam Wainwright. You throw out Yadi, his ERA is not there anymore. You got Andrew Kinzer, and if you look at his career, he has almost a 5 ERA when he catches Wainwright. I don't know if that's the chemistry or the battery you want to talk about, but Adam Wainwright is not the same pitcher without Yadier Molina behind the plate. I think Yadi knows Waino better when he's out there. Kinzer does not. He's probably going to get shaken off a ton. Adam Wainwright's going to throw what he wants, and sometimes as a pitcher, when you're in that zone, it's never a really good thing. So I like the over here. Both these teams can show some upside in runs, and that's the play, man. Over 7.5. I like it a lot, good man.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit of addition to Pablo Martinez, what you mentioned in the last 3, his form. I think his last 2 games went over double digits in combined runs as well. So I think that's what you're saying about Pablo Martinez starting off the season strong and kind of starting to see a little bit of regression here. So I think that's the reason why I like the over as well. And our single here is the Rangers first 5 run line plus 100. KB, take over on that one.
Yeah, so this one, the main thing for me in this one is Martin Perez. Again, if you look at this guy last year at a 4.74 ERA, everybody was like, this guy sucks. Boston probably hated him. He didn't do one good thing for Boston. But now looking at what he's done for Texas, he's back with his original team. He has a 1.96 ERA, a 1.1 whip. And you ask me why. It's because this guy totally changed up his pitch arsenal. I won't read all the pitches, but he's really living and dying by this new pitch arsenal he's had, and it's worked out amazing. Again, only a 1.4% barrel rate on this guy. Nobody is getting around on him. He has shown a little bit more K upside lately, 7.3 K per nine this year, swinging strike rate of 9%. It's really just a fate of this Royals team right now. Again, they are getting crushed by teams you wouldn't think. I think I saw something. Their last 20 games, 18 of them they've lost by, or their last 20 losses, like 19 of them have happened by 2 runs or more, which is a crazy stat. But Bubic, I mean, who can back this guy? I know he's shown a little bit of success lately, but again, this Texas Rangers team is going to be able to get to him. And I don't even want to look at Bubic. Cool, he faced the Angels that were struggling. He went out there 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, and only 2 earned runs. It should have been way worse. And then versus the Giants, those were his 2 good starts this year, and versus Houston as well. But other than that, he's got blown up. And again, his splits, lefties batting 469, kind of a reverse split there. But since 2020, lefties have actually always done good off the lefty as well. Righties hitting 243 off him with a good slug. There's not many positive things I can say about Bubic. It's just a total fate of him, and I want to keep going on this Perez chain. I trust him, and that's the way I'm liking. What do you think?
Yeah, 2 things to know here is this lefty versus lefty matchup here, and I think people are going to say Royals hit lefties better, throughout the season, but also Rangers hit lefties better on the road as well. So that kind of balances out. So that leaves us with the starting pitcher matchup, and Martin Perez really just kind of dominates that like that piece of it, especially when you look at just road home splits. Martin Perez 6-0 on the road, 1.76 ERA, and on the at home for Bubic, 3-3 at home, 7.78 ERA. And we're just looking at the first 5 here. He's not getting a lot of run support from with the in his starts. Bubic isn't. So I think a lot of things are pointing towards the Rangers' first 5 at the very least here. I love the fact that we could just kind of throw away the bullpen in this spot and just focus on the starting pitchers, and that's really why we do this first 5 thing here, especially when we look at teams like these with inconsistent starting inconsistent bullpens here.
And one thing I want to say, Kabang, the favorites have been eating this year in MLB. So again, nobody can really. If you like a favorite and that's a good matchup, roll with it. Again, favorites are killing it right now. And this is going to be Chris Bubic's last start of the major leagues. I'm calling it now. Zach Greinke's going to return, and I think Bubic is going to get sent down. They're going to keep Daniel Lynch, and this could be the last game to fade Bubic. And we're doing it here, Kabang. So I'm excited, man.
I love it. Yep. All right, guys. Well, let's run through those. We ran through four games right there. Let's run them through really quick. Our home run. A's first 5 run line, plus 145.
We're not watching
triple.
That one.
What was that?
We're not going to watch that game.
Nah. We'll hear about it. We'll hear about it. Wells over 4.5 Ks plus 118. Cardinals Marlins over 7.5 runs minus 115. And then our single here, Rangers first 5 run line plus 100. I think we're betting 100 on the singles. So let's keep that going, and that's our biggest play, the 1 unit play. So that's the end of the show, guys. Any last words, KB?
Hey, we're 3-1 or better today. I'm calling it.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So this is the end of the show, guys. Thanks to all who tuned in on YouTube and on Twitter. If you are on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button before you bounce. Make sure you check the links in the description in the description as well. You can see KB Sports his podcast, his link is in the description for Bettors Box. And he does that daily. And we're doing this just 3 days a week. So if you want to see more KB, that's there. And always, I have to end with this. Please remember, whether you fade us or follow us, it's on you to make that call. Good luck on all your actions. Till next time. Peace.